Hi, good afternoon. Yes, this is Meet Your Eye Doctor yet again. This is Dr. Chika Ogagu, and you'll be wondering where I am. I'm actually at an outreach. Yes, there's an outreach that was conducted by Grace Foundation Inland Missions. They're actually celebrating their 27th African Missions Summit. So they are doing a medical outreach for all the missionaries that came from different parts of Africa, not Nigeria, Africa. So it's actually a huge one. We're here seeing patients, and I believe in consistency. So I thought it's very important to come out and still talk to you about what we have today. Okay, so someone asked a question from our last session, last Friday. He said, how what's the safest distance for people, for children, in terms of the use of digital devices? And so I had promised that I would answer that question. There are a lot of people that have children, maybe your biological children or children around you, or you are yet to be a parent. It's important you know these things because we are in a digital age, so definitely digital devices are going nowhere. But we fail to understand that when there are changes, there are consequences that come with those changes, and it's actually wise to be prepared for those changes. So yes, we are in a digital world, and we have a lot of learning materials that children have to consume on the TV, on the laptop, the screen, the phone, the tablets. And of course, I know a lot of parents who like to dodge the pressure of parenting using digital devices. They give their children digital devices. But I'm here to actually educate you on the effect and also give you tips on how you can protect your children while they are using these digital devices. So let's go. Okay, so the first thing is these digital devices are addictive. I'm sure you don't want your children to actually have any form of addiction. Well, except they're addicted to God. Okay, so digital devices are addictive, and so you have to be careful in terms of exposing your children to using digital devices. You have to be careful because it can become an addiction that you will need to break. An addiction is something you have no control over. So the child is hooked on, just the way someone is hooked on cigarettes, the child becomes hooked on screen, and that means every other area of his life will suffer. Okay, so another thing that exposing children to digital devices will cause is eye fatigue. So the eyes get tired easily, the muscles of the eye are tired, the child experiences headaches, experiences strain, so of course the child is uncomfortable, the eyes are uncomfortable, and the child begins to complain. It also causes changes in vision. Okay, so another thing that exposure to digital devices will cause is loss of concentration. So a lot of parents who understand that readers are leaders, you want your children to have a habit of reading books. But if you begin to inculcate the habit of using screen or exposing the child so much to screen, the child loses concentration, and the child is not able to, get the habit of reading books. And of course, there are a lot of times people will tell us that if you want to hide something from an African, you have to put it in a book. Okay, so we are trying to build a new generation, a generation that reads books, a generation that is thirsty after knowledge, without harming ourselves. And of course, that the screen has knowledge quite all right, but it has its downsides. So we're still going old school. It's good for children to be readers, people that read books. And so if they are on the screen all the time, they lose interest in books and they lose concentration. They are not able to concentrate in school. They are not able to concentrate even at home while reading books, doing their assignments, it becomes difficult. Okay, so the fourth thing you're looking at is myopia. I don't know if you've heard of short-sighted. People say I'm short-sighted. Do you know that exposing your children to screen all the time can increase short-sightedness? So the child is short-sighted, and then you're putting screen, the child becomes more short-sighted. Okay, even those that are not born short-sighted can become short-sighted just because you are exposing the child so much to near work. So the experts are saying expose your children to long distance activities, allow them to play outside, allow them to do things that engages their long distance vision so that they don't become short-sighted. Okay, so of course you know that when you're looking at your screen, if you're not careful, because the thing is interesting, what you're watching is interesting, your eyes are open, you forget to blink. Okay, so if you forget to blink, then your eyes becomes dry. The tears that lubricate your eyes become evaporated. And of course, I've shared this in one of my Facebook lives. If you want to know about dry eye, you can just go to the one on digital devices. I've taken that. You can go through my videos and you'll see one on digital devices. So the eyes become dry and become irritated. So the child begins to experience itching, begins to experience peppery sensation, and all the discomfort that comes with dry eye. And the last is watching TV for so long, using phones for so long, playing games on the phone. In short, long exposure to screen can make the child's brain to be altered. The sleep rhythm. There is a how do I put it now? A programming for sleeping in the brain. That programming will be affected negatively. So the brain interprets the light from the screen as if it's daytime. Meanwhile, it's time to sleep. So I'm going to share with you now quickly tips before my battery goes down. I told you I'm at an outreach, a community outreach, and there's no place to charge my phone. Let's go through this very quickly before my phone goes out. Thank you, Reverend Adamu Moses, for joining. Thank you, Isaac Guya. God bless you. Thank you for joining. Please, if you watch this and you think it's value, you can please share once the video is over. God bless you. Okay, so experts are saying that once a child is under 2 years, the child should not be exposed to screen at all. Both TV, phone, this, that. I see some parents that put their babies in front of TV just to make the baby to keep quiet. You're harming your child, and I know you love your child. That's why I'm sharing this with you. Okay? Then 2 to 5 years, the maximum time is 1 hour. 1 hour. Both on TV, phone, tablet, whatever screen, the maximum time is 1 hour. And then 5 years and above, including we adults, please, 2 hours. At least 2. After 2 hours, you just have to drop that phone. So you know how to schedule your time, how you're going to be spending your time on your digital devices, on social media, and so on. Now, the second thing, as a parent, please be a good example. You can't cut screen time for your children and you're not cutting your own screen time. You know that's a hypocrisy. Yes. So a good parenting is being a good example. You have to cut your own screen time and model it to your children, and it's easy for them to learn. The third is you need to create bedtime for devices. So people are recommending, experts are recommending that at least an hour before you go to bed. Thank you, Thomas, Mr. Thomas Blackmon. Thank you for joining. So an hour before you go to bed, all devices should be taken away. All devices should be taken away so that the brain can regulate itself and realize that it's time for bedtime, and the children will have better sleep. Okay? Not that they will sleep and then in the morning they are all reluctant to get up and get dressed and go to school. That's because they watched TV so late and they went to bed and they didn't get good sleep. Okay, so the next thing is, I've shared with you 20-20-20 is a rule for using devices. So after 20 minutes, you're supposed to look away from the device for like 20 seconds. Just look, to the distance, 20 feet away from, where you are. And after 20 seconds, you can come back to your screen. And don't forget to blink. Please blink as often as you can and support your eyes with eye lubricants. They help to keep the eyes moist and comfortable while you're working on your devices. For your children, you have to teach them these things. And then you need sufficient distance. Help your children to have sufficient distance from the TV. There is a recommended distance of 2 feet. 2 feet from the TV, 2 feet, that's the least, 2 feet from your phone. So you stretch the phone further away and make sure it's 2 feet away from the eyes. And the phone or laptop should be at eye level or just a little bit below eye level. Okay, but not so high that the person has to be stretching up. So we have houses where they set up their TV because they don't want the children's hands to reach it, so they set it up, you know, like really, really high, and the children have to be stretching their necks to watch the TV. This will cause strain on the neck, so the children will be having tension headaches and their neck will be paining them. They will have backache and all that. Okay, so you need to adjust the brightness of the device you have given to your child to use. If the child must use a device, adjust the brightness, make sure it's not too bright. If it's too bright, the eyes will get tired easily. Okay, and then finally, okay, not finally, increase the fonts. Make sure the fonts are not too tiny. And then don't use more screen time for reward. You know, there are parents that say, oh, if you watch the plate, you're going to watch TV. Or if you are programming the child to become a lover of screen, you are programming the child's mindset. Okay, so don't use screen time as reward. You are helping your child. You're helping your child not to be addicted to screen, and you're helping your child to be a productive human being. Okay, so don't encourage children to love the screen. Okay, and then lastly, get your child to do an eye check. Let an optometrist, an ophthalmologist, a qualified eye doctor to give your child an eye check at least once a year. I'm sure some of you that enjoyed our glaucoma campaign, you know, last week and 2 weeks ago, you will know that that's one of the things we were encouraging you to do. Check your eyes once a year, and I know you love your eyes, and I know you also love the eyes of your children. That will be all. I think my battery is almost out. Thank you so much for listening. Please, if you got value, please help me share this. I've still been working on how to get some of this content on YouTube and get this content on my Instagram, and we're making progress. So definitely you'll get good news by the next Friday when we'll be sharing with you yet again. So what I want to talk about next Friday is lid hygiene. You know, a lot of people don't know that you can clean your eyelids. You just have your bath and you don't pay so much attention to your eyelids. And when we, the eye doctors, are looking at the eye, if you see the kind of mess we see on your eyelids, like you won't even believe it. Like a lot of drama on the eyelids, a lot of germs and organisms that are enjoying themselves and having party on your eyelids. So that's the next thing I'll be talking about next Friday. Please stay tuned. Thank you for following me. God bless you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.